Hey guys, welcome to Controversial Declutter. In this Decluttering Economy series, we have talked about various aspects of Indian economy. I will link the videos in the description box. In the last video, we talked about reforms required in defense sector. In this video, let us talk about other sectors like real estate, construction, manufacturing and services, and what the government can do to grow these sectors. Sectors like real estate is an easy win as soon as the demand goes up and once the people have money in their hands. Real estate is as good of an investment as any of them with consistent returns and secondary income if you use it judiciously. I wouldn't want to digress too much, rather, I'd link up my video on the topic. Do watch it. For the government's part in it, I think they have already started on a well-defined path to recovery with a plan to infuse rupees 10,000 crores to help out mid-income housing schemes to completion. Once these projects are completed, the investors will be able to sell those, get the money from public, and pay off their debts and make profits for other projects. The funds eventually return back to the government pretty quickly, I must add, with interest earnings as well, and it can keep helping the real estate sector for a long time. I personally think that the government should have given tax break to higher income groups, especially if you see individuals paying 30% tax while the corporations are effectively paying 22% tax. That would have freed up cash in hands of people which would directly go into the real estate sector. However, I cannot dwell on this too much since the government is doing a balancing act of keeping the real estate prices in check and these higher income groups keep increasing the cost of real estate, but this might hinder some recovery. Let's wait and see how this sector pans out. I am personally expecting a 15% plus growth in this sector starting April. The construction sector is going to a massive uptick starting late this year, and this is being primarily driven heavily by government. The government has proposed to start infrastructure projects worth, and this is a mouthful, rupees 105 lakh crores within the next 5 years, with rupees 22,000 crores already sanctioned. Note that this is to be taken in the PPP model and the government is not funding the entire amount from the budget. This will create a huge demand for products such as steel, cement, fiber cables, heavy machinery, aluminium, and solar cells. The government should focus on helping these industries to scale up production. Otherwise, we would have Indian private firms competing with the government for the resources, and we will rely on imports heavily, and the whole situation could easily turn into a mess. India has already surpassed Japan as the second largest steel producer of the world, clearly heading for a massive construction spree that we all hope. The manufacturing sector, let me be honest, is something I have least hopes on. I predict it will grow at around 4 to 7% at max, up from current 0 to 3% from April quarter. Why such an abysmal prediction? Well, let me tell you a fact. Automobile sector takes up 50% of the whole manufacturing sector in India, and the automobile sector has grown over 10 years for the longest time. Their base is very big. People are also waiting for a technology break in electric cars and smart cars. Neither is India manufacturing and exporting anything impressive that this sector is to grow quantum jumps. The growth I foresee is in toys manufacturing and pharma. Textile could have grown if India had swooped in the supply limitations created by coronavirus for China. It's not happening. This sector needs a revolutionary new product or company to kickstart manufacturing, otherwise it will keep growing at the usual pace. The services sector is the safest bet in the country. This always grows at 8 plus percent, and I am expecting it to grow at 12 to 15% starting October quarter. The reason for this is the corporate tax cut from the last year, and the MSME help this year would accrue in value and start reflecting some visible changes. Why October? Since the services sector takes a long time to build up services, and after the budget, a reasonable amount of time for them, including the IT sector, is close to 1 year. One good thing that the government can actually do in this sector is to create a hedge fund for startups. Keep adding money to this every year and invest it into promising startups with some external help. Soon the hedge fund will be self-growing and the startup culture in India will thrive. We will be breeding the next generation of companies. Overall, Indian economy looks at a pretty good place and it will keep growing steadily for a foreseeable future. I have an internal bet on India reaching a 10 trillion USD economy by 2030. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section on what other aspects of the economy would you like video on. Videos like this take a lot of time and effort to make and upload. A subscription on your site would be massively appreciated. Until next time.